Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast, the Football Don't Lie podcast, where we talk all things NFL. In today's video, we're going to be doing our power rankings for the NFL season since it starts day after tomorrow as we're recording this video. So, the guys sent me their lists, and based on the list, I created a master list, and then based on that master list, we're going to be reviewing that, going over that, comparing it to our own lists. Without further ado, let's get right into it. At number 32. Can y'all take a wild guess as to who was at number 32?
I'm guessing all of us had the Texans, right? The Texans have to be 32.
The Texans were 32, but not all of us had the Texans at 32.
Huh.
I
had the Texans at 32.
had the Texans at 32 as well.
So who did Hudson have?
I think I had the Texans at 32 also, didn't I?
No,
no, I probably the Lions. No, I had the Lions.
You had the Lions at 32.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
I'm Lions at 32, Texans at 31. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would get mad, but like we still suck. But I think the Texans are like
the Texans
the
are
worst
team,
atrocious, bro.
I think I made this.
They don't
list
even
like
have one
weeks ago.
superstar on their team.
like Hawkinson can win as a game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Jared Goff. If Jared Goff plays like the Jared Goff of old, like the Lions can win a game. The Texans can't win a game with Tyrod Taylor, bro. And their
Yeah.
O-line is trash too.
Yeah, that team's plain garbage.
They picked up Danny Amendola today too. So
I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
the Lions were at 31 though.
I had the Jets at 31 actually.
I had the Lions at 31. And Hudson had them at 32, right?
Yeah.
You had the Texans at 31 though.
Yeah,
I had the Texans 31.
Okay.
Why do you have the Jets at 31 and not like higher?
Well, okay, here's the thing. The Jets, I feel like they're only gonna win like one game or one or two games this year.
What?
Zach Wilson, I don't believe in him. Like their schedule's very difficult as well. Like I'm not mistaken.
I have the Jets winning 3-4 games, I feel like.
No, I feel like 1 to 2, maybe 3 games. At 3 at max.
I'm pretty sure Jamison Crowder is on IR.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
is he
don't. Corey Davis doesn't strike me as a number one receiver. Who's their running back? Oh yeah, I don't know. So
I think Michael Carter. Or like
so
Kevin
he's a
Coleman
rookie.
too.
He's a rookie.
They got Elijah Moore. I like that.
Elijah Moore's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I like Elijah Moore, but like even still, like, do you expect this team to win more than 2 or 3 games? No,
Is it actually Michael Carter? No, it's Tevin Coleman. Wait.
Kevin Coleman,
Okay,
and
even
also
still,
Michael Carter
he's
back there too.
past his prime, Tevin Coleman. All right.
Yeah.
But
So
that's why I feel like the Lions can win more games, which is why I have the Lions one spot ahead of the Jets.
I think our team is low key better. I just think our schedule is harder. From what I've seen.
I feel like the Lions can win 1 to 2 games though, or maybe even more.
Maybe,
They
yeah.
can win like 3 to 4.
I think,
Actually.
yeah, maybe.
Let's go fast through these bad teams, or else we're gonna be here for a while, so we can like get to the good or better teams.
So the Jets were at 30. You know, we already talked about the Jets.
Yeah.
29, very interesting. Jaguars at 29.
I had the Jaguars at 29 as well.
I had the Jaguars at 29.
I had the Eagles at 29.
Ooh, actually, that's not that bad. That's not that bad.
I didn't have them that much higher.
Yeah.
The Jaguars at 29 is solid. Trevor Lawrence is gonna ball out, but apart from that,
Jags are gonna win maybe 2 to 3 games, 4 games maybe max. I see their ceiling at 5 games. There's no way this Jaguar team wins more than 5 games. They'll beat the Texans twice, maybe. They play the Jets once. Maybe they surprise someone and beat the Bengals. I don't know. I don't see any other wins for the Jaguars.
Hudson, why do you have the Eagles at 27 or 20?
I feel like
29.
this Eagles team, I don't know. I mean, they're a young team like Hurts and Devontae Smith and Jalen Rigor. I feel like they're just a young team with a new head coach. I don't see them going too far this season.
I feel like Hurts can win a few more games though. Like we saw what he did last year. I feel like he can win a few more games.
Well, I don't have the Jaguars. I have the Jaguars at 28, so they're ranked.
The next team is the Bengals. Actually,
I also had the Bengals at 28. Yeah,
I had the Bengals at 28 as well.
Look, man, Joe Burrow's offensive line is trash. He might get hurt again. As much as I hate to say that, he is going to be running for his life, and Jamar Chase is not going to be there to save him. Which is again why I bang on this table and I said they should have taken Penei Sewell last year during the draft.
Yeah.
Except their dumbasses decided to take Jamar Chase. Again, a dumb decision, and Joe Burrow is going to be running for his life. And that defense, especially now since Jesse Bates isn't playing for the first few games.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The defense is trash now.
Jesse Bates was the one person on the defense holding things. Now they're like not going to do anything on defense. They're atrocious. So, I mean, that's why I have them at 28. You could have the Jaguars one spot ahead of the Bengals. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But Joe Burrow, I think, could maybe win 3 to 4 games. So, yeah.
All right. Next team is the Eagles at 27. So very interesting. I had them a little bit higher. I think that higher than Hudson. I think that the Jalen Hurts, I think, can win you a couple games, like Tay just said. I think. I don't think their team is like atrocious. They got a new coach, I'm pretty sure. So.
I actually have the Falcons at 27. I don't think the Falcons are good at all. Have you seen the Falcons defense? Like it's a trashy, bro.
Yeah, I have the Falcons at 27 too.
Their corners are some of the most atrocious I've ever seen. Like they will.
So you have no, because you could keep going.
Like I don't think the Falcons are good at all. They have their offense can like they can put you in a shootout, but they will not win it. Like their defense is just atrocious. Matt Ryan is starting to get on the older side of 30, and I get it, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, but this defense is just so bad. The Falcons are winning maybe 4 to 5 games. I can't see more than that.
That means you had the Bengals at 26 or higher.
I do. I have the Bengals at 26. Yeah.
That's a tad. Yeah, I mean it's a tad bit high.
It might be a bit. It might be a bit high, but I feel like if their O-line is able to at least hold up a little bit, for him to at least get the ball within 3 seconds to somebody, Boyd, Chase, T. Higgins, somebody, I don't know. I feel like they're a better team than the Falcons and Jaguars, though.
The Falcons are next. The Falcons are 26. So, I mean, so far my list is bang on. I have 32 to 26, 25 actually.
I have Eagles at 26. I mentioned before. I think Jalen Hurts can win you a few games. This Eagles team might win 4 to 5 games. Their ceiling is actually at 7 games, 7 to 8 games, I think. They could possibly, if this division is as trash as it was last year, I feel like this team might be able to win it. But again, it's based on their youth, and we have to see how Jalen Hurts plays. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But right now, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to have them at 26.
And okay, yeah, 26. 25 is the Giants. I have the Giants at 25 as well.
I also have the Giants 25. I mean, this team, if they had a competent QB if they had a competent QB, this team would easily be in the top 15.
This is a make or break season for Daniel Jones. Make or break season for Daniel Jones.
Breakout season?
No, make or break.
Yeah, it is a make or break. I highly agree because look, you have weapons around you. A healthy Saquon. Kenny Golladay is one of the best one-on-one aggressive catch makers in this league. One-on-one balls, Kenny Golladay will go up and get it. And he's still got Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard. And as much as we hate on Evan Ingram has some serious speed. And even though he needs to work on his catching, but Daniel Jones has got to step up. He's got to get his throws on point. He cannot turn the ball over. But for right now, I gotta have them at 25. I don't think they're better than any of the teams I have above them. So,
Hudson, you had the Giants at 25 too.
At number 20, number 25, I had the Giants. I don't see this team going too far. I mean, Daniel Jones, I feel like he's bound to take a big leap in his career sometime soon. But even if he does this season, I feel like, I mean, who knows? Maybe they could be one of those sleepers to win the NFC East, but I feel like in the end, I don't see anything coming out of the Giants this year, especially Saquon coming back from his injury. I don't see it.
Yeah, I had the Giants at 25. I think their offense is just like, for the pieces, the talent they have, I just don't think it's good enough. their defense is like the main reason that they're higher than these other
Their
teams.
defense is nice. Yeah, their defense
Their
is
defense
nice.
is really good. Yeah, I just think their offense, like you said, like they have the talent. Like Saquon Barkley is a very good running back, obviously, and then you are Kenny Golladay they added, and I mean, yeah, like they just have to put it together. Like especially Daniel Jones for sure. We'll see how they do though. At 24, the master list has the Raiders at 24.
Yep. I also have the Raiders at 24. This team is trash on defense. There's no other way to put it. Derek Carr and Darren Waller will win you, and Josh Jacobs will win you 5 to 6 games. But that defense cannot stop a turnpike. They cannot stop anybody. Like this team, I promise you, I can make a bet with this. This team will give up at least on average this season 30 plus points per game. Every single game. Every single game they will give up at least 30 plus. Because that's how bad they are. Literally nobody can stop anybody. Like I'm pretty sure Hudson even remembers that one game against the Dolphins. Lucky ass throw by Fitzpatrick. Yes, that one throw. Like how do you mess that up? Like I don't know, man, but this defense is bad, but Jacobs, Carr, and Waller can win you 5 to 6 games, which is why I have them at 24.
Hudson, who do you have at 24?
He's busy. Who do you have at 24?
All right, skip. Cut this part out. I had Tatus. Don't get mad at me. I had the Panthers at 24.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
I just think the Panthers are cool. The Panthers are cool, but I think Sam Darnold is still improving. We're still yet to see the talent. Obviously, he had a bad coaching system in New York, but I think Derek Carr has shown more. Obviously, Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is underrated for the Raiders. I pick him up in fantasy all the time because I think he's just he's a sleeper. He just goes late round as well. Obviously Darren Waller is like really, really good, like top 3 tight end for sure. But yeah, I think the Panthers, probably could do a little bit better than what I have them going as. I just think the teams above them just have a little bit more talent. But I'm excited to see CMC back for sure.
Who do you have at 24, Hudson?
Or 23, 4?
24.
24, I have the Raiders. That defense may have improved a little bit over the offseason, but it's still not great at all. And their offense, I feel like, it's definitely great. That can win them a couple games, but they're a team like the Falcons from last season where they have to put up like 30 points for the games that they do win.
Yeah. All right, at 23, we have a tie. 23 and 22, we have a tie between two teams. The Broncos and the Panthers are both tied. Same average. And yeah, they're both tied. So we'll talk about both teams. I just talked about the Panthers, so let's talk about the Panthers first. Where do you guys have them at?
I have them at 23, and that's probably surprising. I probably should have them higher because they're my favorite team. But for right now, at the beginning of the season, I can't say anything. The record is 0-0, so I really cannot say anything about this team. I have faith in this team, and I think this team can make the playoffs. But for right now, I'm going to have to put them at 23. And again, this is a power ranking list. Listen, it's week 1, and I feel like after week 10, the Panthers could easily be in the top 15, even maybe top 12. But for right now, week 1, I'm going to put them at 23. And surprisingly, I actually had the Broncos at 21, and I had the Saints at 22. So that's interesting.
Ooh. I actually had basically everything Tay just said opposite. I have the Broncos at 23, Saints 22, and Panthers 21. I feel like after like hearing all offseason what Tejas was saying about the Panthers, I went I went inside just to see like the roster highlights and stuff like that, and I realized that they were like literally like after sank into me, they were literally without the best running back in the NFL, arguably at least, and I feel like he can already by himself win a couple games, and with Darnold's bound to literally has the steps in front of him to take a huge leap this season. I think he can be that answer for the Panthers. Possibly, who knows what's going to happen. But I feel like their defense, they have a young team with a nice defense. Broncos also with the same way. Their quarterback, they're not really too sure, but they have a very solid defense. And with the Saints, they're kind of the same way with a decently solid defense, and they're not really sure with their quarterback what's going to happen.
I actually have a surprise. I have the Bears at 23, and that seems
Interesting.
Whoa.
Interesting.
All right, and there are two reasons. Number one, their schedule is, I'm pretty sure, the third hardest or the second hardest in the NFL. Number two, I am not, like, if you know me, like, I'm not a fan of not Drew Lock, Andy Dalton whatsoever. Like, I think he's absolute garbage. Like, I have friends that, from my university, like, they absolutely hate him, and I don't know how long he's gonna start, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't think the Bears will be as good as advertised until like Justin Fields plays. I like Justin Fields a lot.
I think.
And there's, yeah.
I think give it week 5 and Justin Fields starts. I don't think the Andy Dalton experiment will last long. I just don't.
I hope not. For
I did want to talk about the Saints. Who do you have at 22 then, Suhas?
I had the Raiders at 22.
The Raiders?
Yeah, I had the Raiders at 22.
Then where did you have the Broncos then?
21. I had the Saints at 19 because they have the second easiest schedule in the NFL, and I actually think Jameis Winston will be better this year.
Look, man, here's the thing about the Saints, okay? They always do this stuff every year, okay? They always have high expectations, and they always manage to blow it up and literally suck. Okay? I've seen this team over and over and over because they're in my division. Like, they always seem to ruin their expectations, and their expectations this year is make the playoffs. But I don't think they will. I don't think they're that good of a team. Their defense is a dumpster fire, and I don't trust Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston could throw you 35 touchdowns a year, like throughout the year, but he'll also throw 30 interceptions. I don't trust that, and I don't think the Saints are going to do well this year at all, in fact. But I have them starting out 22 this year, actually. But they could very well end up below 25, I feel, because I don't think they're that good.
Let's talk about the Broncos, though, because the Broncos were tied with the Panthers. Hudson, you're like a secondary Broncos fan. What do you think about them? Where do you have them?
I had the Broncos at 23. Mainly, I feel like if Drew Lock was the starter, believe it or not, I may have them higher. But I see a lot in Drew Lock that some people don't. I feel like Vic Fangio is basically, he's on the hot seat, and I don't know if he's going to be able to last another season if the Broncos have another losing record. I feel like there's a chance that the Broncos can possibly go out and contend, and maybe even a hot take here, surpass the Chargers in that AFC West conference. Maybe even if they don't make the playoffs, but I feel like that they could even get past the Chargers. But
hell no! What the fuck?
Hot take.
They're not passing the Chargers. They're not passing the Chargers.
Hot take. They have a crazy good defense. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller.
They have a very good defense. I agree.
Justin
with that.
Simmons, Bryce Callahan, Kyle Fuller. This defense is just insane. Their offense, Melvin Gordon, it's okay. KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, if he can stay healthy, and then Noah Fant, whatever it is.
He's never healthy, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's always on IR.
But and then their quarterback, I don't really know. I know Tejas, you're not a big Teddy Bridgewater fan.
Teddy Asswater.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I feel like Drew Lock is going to be I feel like unless Bridgewater turns into like an MVP candidate or something, I feel like Drew Lock is going to be put into the starting lineup at some point before week maybe even 4 or 5. But I don't know. I feel like that defense itself can win them a couple games, but their offense, it'll depend on how Bridgewater or Drew Lock plays.
Let me tell you something. I want to make one quick point about the Broncos, and then we can move on to 21. Here's what I want to say. Here's what's going to happen. The Broncos are going to have a mediocre season. They're going to finish with 7 to 8 wins. And then they're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers. And that's what's going to happen. End of story. Let's move on to 21.
I'll take right there. 21 is the Saints. We basically talked about
we just talked about Saints. Okay.
20 is Bears. I talked about why I have the Bears lower. Why do you guys have?
I also have the Bears at 20. Yeah.
Hudson, where do you have?
I have the Vikings at 20.
Oh.
The who?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Dang. Okay.
I mean, they do have a hard schedule, but
They
I
have a
still
hard
think
schedule.
Dude, the
I
Vikings
think
are
I no no I
they're
have them
better
higher. I
than
have them higher.
20
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I have them higher.
Yeah, I thought the Vikings way higher, but go ahead, Hudson.
Yeah, why do you have the Vikings at 20?
Well, basically, you have
Oh,
they have
you think the Vikings will be better than the Bears? I mean, the worse than the Bears in their own division?
Yeah.
hold on, wait. No, actually, in my standings, I actually do have. I made this a week ago. I in my standings, I actually do have the Vikings over the Bears. So I have Bears at 20, Vikings at. I don't know if that completely messes up the master list or something,
Nah, it's fine.
but I Bears at 20, Vikings at 19 is my.
Vikings were higher on the master list anyway because of where me and Tay just had them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So it doesn't really. Yeah, so I have the Vikings at 19, Bears at 20. But
Interesting. Okay.
the Bears depends on when they put in Fields, basically.
I also
Uh,
agree.
19 was the Cowboys.
Huh. I had Washington at 19 actually.
I had the Saints at 19. I had Cowboys at 20.
Oh, Cowboys at 20. Huh.
I'm not a believer in the Cowboys.
No, I'm not. I'm not a believer either. Again, what does Stephen A. say? What's the saying? Yes.
How about them Cowboys or something?
Not that one. Not that one. Something about expectations. Stephen A. Smith. Oh, when you count on the Cowboys the most, they always manage to let you down. That's what it is. Yeah, I don't think much about the Cowboys this year, but I'm actually surprised they're at 19. I actually have Washington for right now, but I think Washington could easily surpass the Cowboys. But for right now, because of the Cowboys' potent offense, I actually have them higher. So
I'm taking Washington over the Cowboys, bro.
Oh no, I would too, but like week 1, I'm not going to. But that offense the Cowboys have is very potent, very potent. Like this game on Thursday could very well be a 35-38 game, even though I don't think it will be. But again, the one reason why they are not as high is because their defense is atrocious.
Exactly.
Literally atrocious. Dumpster fire.
Well,
like most of these
that's why
teams, defenses are dumpster fires.
That's why when I had the Cowboys at 20, they drafted Micah Parsons, who's a good linebacker, but their secondary is terrible. Like I don't like who do they have? Travion Diggs, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So their secondary is trash. Like they drafted, I'm pretty sure, 2 cornerbacks in like the later rounds in this draft, but I don't expect them to do anything. So I have them lower.
Okay. Who do you have at 19, Hudson?
Based off of what you just said, based off of what both of you guys just said, not sure if you're going to approve this one. Washington at number 18, Cowboys at 17.
Who's at 19?
Who's at 19?
No, 19 I have the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he did say the Vikings.
All right, we can move on to 18 then.
18 was Washington.
Okay, Washington's a very nice team. Bro.
I love Washington.
Very solid.
Wait, did both of you guys have the Cowboys below the Vikings, below Washington?
I did.
I had them above. I had Cowboys at 18.
I had Cowboys below. I think Washington's defense is just really good. Like I just think
Washington's defense is really good, but their offense, I don't know if.
Look, man. Here's what I want to say about their offense. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Antonio Gibson could very
that's
well
what I'm saying. Breakout player. That's what I'm saying.
Breakout season for Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. I see it coming too, but I just don't know if Gibson I don't know if this is going to be as accurate. I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but going back to the Jaguars in 20, I don't know what year did they draft Fournette?
2017.
2017. It was before it was I guess that was the year. But basically all they did was run the ball with Fournette, and he didn't really get far. Like that's where he took that. Like a couple in 2018, 2019 or something, he took that big step down after being 4th overall. Because that's all the Jaguars did. They kind of followed their game plan. It was just run every single play with Fournette. And I don't really know if that's what Washington is going to do, but I feel like a lot of their game plan is going to be run the ball with Gibson. But I feel
you're not to cut you off. You're right. But I think Terry McLaurin is going to have a big season as well.
Yeah, he will be. But I just don't know if I feel like just Fitzpatrick and
Fitzpatrick can throw the ball, bro.
Fitzpatrick can throw, yeah.
Because that's why I like this team a lot because I think their defense is already solid, and I think they have guys that are up and coming. Like Antonio Gibson is a candidate. I know that's not an award, but like being the breakout
Yeah.
player of the year. And then I'm a big fan of Terry McLaurin, as you guys know.
Dude, even if Fitzpatrick doesn't play like well or gets hurt, Taylor Heineke is no slouch.
Yeah, we saw it.
Taylor Heineke
We
kept
saw it in the
up.
playoffs, yeah.
He kept up with the Buccaneers last year. He's no slouch. I promise you, he played well too.
Curtis Samuel is not terrible
Yeah,
either.
Curtis
So.
Samuel's really good too. I really like. I wish we kept Curtis Samuel, but it is what it is.
Um,
All right, 17.
17 was the Vikings.
Okay.
I had the Vikings. I had the Vikings at 18.
Huh. I have the Vikings way higher. I always won't say where. I have Hudson. Who do you have at 17?
17, I have the Cowboys.
I
have-
have
I
the
have-
Dol-
I don't know. Keep
I have-
going.
I have the Dolphins at 17.
Whoa!
I have Washington at 17.
And the
Here's the
Dolphins
thing-
are,
here's
the
the thing,
Dolphins are
Hudson.
way higher in the master list just because of where I have them.
Here's the thing.
I have the Dolphins higher, but not like much higher.
Here's the thing, Hudson. I'm not a believer in the Dolphins.
No, you aren't.
I told you this from day one. Okay.
Yeah.
Tua turn the ball over. Will have a. I don't believe in him. I don't care how many weapons he has. He struggles when he has pressure in his face. He will struggle, and I don't think his accuracy is as good as it can be. And even though he has weapons, Waddle is still a rookie. Devontae Parker is sometimes inconsistent. Mike Gesicki is big, but he's also sometimes inconsistent. I don't really trust this team on offense, and that's why I think it can hold you back. Your defense is good. I ain't saying nothing about that. Again, I will give slight hesitation on pass rush. But other than that, I don't really trust your offense, and that's why I have you at 17, because I think all the teams ahead that I have are way better than you guys. Well, not way better, but they are slightly better than the Dolphins.
So I don't know if are we announcing our playoff teams later in the video?
We can do that like in a different. See, okay, I want to wait for that one. I don't want to
Okay.
wait. I don't want to.
Alright, 'cause I just want to know if you so that means that you definitely have the Patriots being above the Dolphins in our conference. I mean in our division.
Dude, okay, these are okay. I don't know why you have the assumption that I need to have, because I have the Panthers at 23, but I think they're making the playoffs. This is week 1 power rankings, not week
Yeah.
17 power rankings. But yeah, that's why I have them at 17.
I have the Cowboys. I feel like Dak coming back is the rock of this team. Him coming back is just gonna. We saw him going out, and that just completely took out the whole entire team. I mean, Dalton played bad because he's Andy Dalton. But Zeke, we saw just complete. I mean, we thought after Prescott went down, Zeke was going to be the next, literally best running back in the NFL because he's going to be getting the ball every single play. But I mean, we saw him just not do good. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, of course, didn't play good without Prescott. So I feel like him being back fully healthy. I'm excited to see him play on Thursday, or I guess cause this video might be. I don't know when this is going to be posted, but I'm excited to see him play Thursday Night Football Week 1. But I feel like the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East this year.
All right, I guess we'll just move on to 16. Unless Suas is.
Oh my bad. I was muted. Yeah, I was just saying I have Washington at 17. And I think they're gonna win the division. But I talked about them, so yeah, we can move on. This 16 is Cardinals on the master list.
Yep, I also have the Cardinals at 16. But again, I think I mentioned this in the week 1 predictions. I don't trust this team at all. Like I think I hate this team, in fact, because I think they're frauds, man. I don't trust this team at all. It's so damn inconsistent. I just don't trust them. And even though I have them at 16 right now, they're easily gonna fall down to 20. Easily. By week 10, they'll easily fall down to 20. I don't trust this team at all. I don't care what everybody's saying. This offense is so damn inconsistent, and their defense is not as good at all. So, I mean, I have them at 16, but they could very well easily fall to 20.
I have the Dolphins at 16, basically for the same reasons as Sage just said. Hudson, who do you have at 16?
16, I have the Cardinals.
Oh, okay, both of you guys. I have the Cardinals at 15, so I mean, it makes sense. But at 14 and 15, there's actually a tie again. It's between the Dolphins and the Patriots, both in the same division,
Oh,
and
interesting.
it's because someone had the Dolphins really high.
Yes, sir.
So this kind of made the Dolphins bump up, but the Patriots and the Dolphins are both tied. I'll talk about the Dolphins real quick. I didn't really talk about. I mean, Kate has kind of mentioned a lot of it. Like I mean, Tua, I wasn't a big fan of. He did better in preseason. I'll admit that. But I just think that their O line is not good enough. I really think they should have drafted Sewell. Like I think if the Bengals did not take him, I think they should have been the ones to take him.
Yeah.
Um, I think their defense, they lost a couple pieces. They lost Shaq Lawson and Kyle Van Noy. I think those were big pieces, whether you like to admit it or not. They drafted Jalen Phillips, but he's a rookie. Like you're not expecting much out of, and he wasn't like a top 15 pick or anything like that.
He could have been without that injury. He's literally the value of a top 10 pick without that
Dude,
injury.
he's got too many injuries though. I don't know.
But yeah, I just don't see this team. I think the Patriots are better than this team, especially because they strengthened at almost every position in the offseason. Mac Jones, I don't know. I'm not even talking about that Rob Ninkovich thing. Apparently, he works on the playbook with his girlfriend in the backyard, so he seems to be dedicated. And I think they literally strengthened at every position. Like I said, like receiver, tight end, defense. Like they're just a lot better. And they got a couple guys back from opt-outs last year, so I think the Patriots are low-key an underrated team. I think they're better than the Dolphins for sure. I wouldn't put them in Super Bowl like Stephen A. Smith did, but I like the Patriots better than the Dolphins.
Surprisingly, I didn't have either of those teams at 14 and 15. I already told you guys I had the Dolphins at 17. I have the Vikings at 15. Look, man, this Vikings offense is really good. Kirk Cousins doesn't even have to do too much. Give the ball to Dalvin Cook and let him get to work. Get the ball to Jefferson and Thielen and get to work. That's all you got. That's all Cousins has to do, and just don't turn the ball over. And this defense is young, but it's got some pieces. Harrison Smith, Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr. His team is really. Oh no, wait. I don't think Barr's on the team if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. But other than that, this team is really stacked. Well, solid. But that's why I have them at 15. And at 14, I have the Colts. Sneaky team in my opinion. Very good defense. It just all depends on Carson Wentz. Wentz is the big factor here, but I think with Frank Reich, he's in the right situation. So yeah, I've got them at 14 for week 1.
At 15, I have the Patriots here. I feel like the Patriots, they don't really have too many. They don't have any holes on that team, but I feel like just the inexperience, if that's even a word, in with Mac Jones. I don't know. I feel like week 1 he's going to get eaten alive by that Miami defense, and throughout the season when he starts facing these, I mean, the Patriots saw what he can do against his own teammates and also against these backup defenses in the preseason. But when he sees these, and I mean, it's going to be a bit different being at Alabama than the NFL. I will say that. But I don't know. I don't have too high hopes for the Patriots, and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
14 Hudson.
Oh yeah, and then 14 I have the Steelers. I don't think they're making the playoffs either. They have. I feel like the running back Najee Harris. People think he's that solid piece for them, but I don't know. I feel like as a rookie, he's not going to be as effective as people think he will be for this team. Ben Roethlisberger really getting up there in age. I feel like that could come back and haunt me, as he could turn out to be a great quarterback this year and lead the Steelers to the playoffs. But I feel like, he's getting up there in age. I don't think he's definitely not even close to as good as he was before. And I don't see this team going too far this season.
You had the Dolphins over the Steelers?
Correct.
That's crazy.
Clownery, man. Clownery.
I had the Cardinals at 15. I don't know if I said that, but I had the Cardinals at 15.
You did.
And the Patriots at 14, I just mentioned. Number 13 is the Colts, who I also had at 13. I think that the Colts, I like the Colts. Obviously, their defense is amazing. I'm a big fan of teams that have good defenses. I think that's like the core. Their defense is really good. Obviously, Carson Wentz is now reunited with Frank Reich again. I think their offense is not I think their offense is like sneaky good. I think they have some pieces. Like I'm not gonna act like the Colts are completely useless on offense. Like they have a couple of pieces. Like I really am a big fan of Michael Pittman. I think Michael Pittman is good. And who's the Colts running back? Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
Also
And they get
Marlon Mack,
Marlon Mack back too.
Marlon Mack as well.
Naheem Hines too.
And Naheem
And
Hines.
Naheem Hines. Yeah, I don't think the Paris Campbell. Like I don't think the Colts offense is that bad. I just think it depends on Carson Wentz. So I have them at 13.
I have the Patriots at 13. I didn't get to talk about them. This team, you two have mentioned it. They just retooled themselves, and I think this team can make the playoffs easily. Mac Jones though has some stuff to prove, but other than him, this roster is stacked. Damian Harris, this offense is revived. They're gonna run a bunch of two tight end sets, I believe, with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. Really good team, man. I feel like they can make the playoffs. So yeah, I have them at 13 for week 1.
13 here
Yeah.
at 13, I had the 49ers. I think the 49ers, literally by mid-season, I feel like this Kyle Shanahan could be running a dual quarterback threat with Lance and Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo is going to end up being. Has that been announced yet? Has their starting quarterback been announced?
He's starting.
Garoppolo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Garoppolo's going to be doing starting week 1. I feel like Trey Lance could come in just like a Justin Fields situation, maybe week 4 or 5 or something like that. But I feel like even when he comes in as a rookie, like Mac Jones with the Patriots, one of the best defenses in the NFL on the 49er side, and decent receivers. Deebo Samuel, who didn't really play too great. Brandon Ayuk, who didn't really play too great in the preseason. But I feel like this team, and also George Kittle, I literally completely forgot about him, who's coming back from that injury. But he's a solid, unarguably top 2 tight ends in the NFL. And I feel like that's going to definitely comfort Trey Lance. But just as a rookie, like Mac Jones, the inexperience might get to him. And I don't have the 49ers going to the playoffs this season. Next season, though, I feel like after his rookie season, they definitely could.
Okay, so we talked about 13. Number 12 is the Steelers. I had the Chargers here.
I also have the Chargers here at 12.
I have the Colts here at 12.
Okay. Okay, yeah, for the Chargers, I like the Chargers team. I think Justin Herbert, he had a great rookie season. I like their pieces. I think Keenan Allen is underrated. I think the Rashawn Slater pick was good. I'm pretty sure he's injured, but the pick was good. Austin Eckler is not bad. Mike Williams is pretty good. Like they have a pretty solid team. Joey Bosa, they're a well-rounded team. It's just to see how much Justin Herbert takes that step, like how much better he gets from year 1. I was really debating between them and the Steelers, but I think the Steelers have that experience, so I gave the nod to them.
Yeah, I have the Chargers here too. I really like this team, sleeper team for the playoffs. In fact, I think they could possibly make the playoffs. Except I don't know how many teams I have that might make the playoffs. But again, this AFC is stacked. But the Chargers are one of the teams that could really make some noise. Justin Herbert, poised for a sophomore. Poised for like a really good sophomore year, and this defense is revived. Derwin James is back. They have the pieces. Joey Bosa, Suas mentioned it. This team is really in the noise, and they could make a noise for that AFC West crown, but I doubt it happens. But they should be contending for a wild card spot. So yeah, I've got them at 12.
I have the Colts here at 12. I'm a big believer in Carson Wentz with Frank Reich, and their defense is insane. I feel like the Colts are going to make the playoffs this season, or actually, I feel like the Colts are going to make the playoffs this season as the 7th seed, or I'm not sure if we're saving that for another video. So I feel like that they're definitely sleepers to make the playoffs this season. I feel like they're an underrated team going into the season, but yeah, I'm a big believer in Indy.
All right, number 12 or number 11 are the Chargers. I had the Steelers at 11. I like the Steelers team. I think the Steelers, the receiver position, I think they're set. Juju, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Try Turner. They got Eric Ebron at the tight end position. I'm pretty sure they drafted Pat Fryermuth from look, I forgot the college, but I remember he was
Penn State.
yeah. Penn State.
I think also Brevin Jordan too.
He went with Micah Parsons. I remember that. But yeah, Najee Harris, obviously, Big Ben. On defense, Tyson Alualu, Devin Bush is coming back. Minka Fitzpatrick, bro. I didn't even mention him. Terrell Edmonds. Like, I like their team. TJ Watt. I like their team a lot. I think this team is gonna be good. They have to figure out that TJ Watt extension, but I think they're gonna be good.
Yeah, I have the Steelers at 11 too. This team defensively, they're good, but again, it's all about the consistency of that offense. If they can run the football with Najee Harris, this team should be a playoff team, or they should be contending for a playoff spot, without a doubt. That's why I got them at 11.
Yeah, at 11, I have the Chargers here. I feel like there's a lot of hype going around with the Chargers and Herbert, and this is a very solid team with healthy Derwin James. Joey Bosa, forgot which Bosa brother. And then obviously that nice offense with Eckler and Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and obviously Herbert. And I feel like this team is definitely a contender to make the playoffs, but the AFC is just really, really tough this year. So I feel like the Chargers definitely have a chance to, but I would not be surprised if they just missed out.
Time out. So, before you continue on with 10.
Correct. The answer is yes.
I'm just noticing
yes
that Hudson hasn't mentioned the Dolphins.
Correct.
Oh my god. They're not a top 10 team. All right, go ahead. So I'll say.
Wait, you think the Dolphins are better than the Chargers?
Correct.
Oh my god.
That's crazy, bro.
Who's 10?
The 49ers.
Yeah, I have the 49ers here too. This team.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, we can. I guess we can go off each other. The Niners.
I had a different team. That's why.
Oh, okay. I think the Niners are good. Well, they should be in contention for a playoff spot. But again, based off on paper, I have them at 10. But again, all of these teams could slip, and we can have changes very easily within this list. But this Niners team, they got a healthy team back this year. Hopefully, they don't have the same amount of injuries from last season. But that's why I have them at 10. And I hope if Trey Lance starts, this team could be even more dangerous. So yeah, be on the watch for that.
All right, at my 10, I have the Tennessee Titans. This team is good. Obviously they made a big trade with Julio. Obviously like the Derrick Henry is like a very, very, very good. Like, I just think that the problem with their team is that they really, really struggled to put pressure on the QB last year. I'm pretty sure, according to what I'm seeing right now, they ranked 30th in the NFL with 19 sacks. I'm pretty sure they added. Who did they add? Bud Dupree.
Yeah, Bud Dupree.
They added Bud Dupree. We'll see if he's like the difference. But their D line is not the best for sure. But I think like offensively, this team is going to be dope. Like you have AJ Brown, you have Julio, and then you have Derrick Henry in the backfield. Josh Reynolds is no slouch. Ryan Tannehill is an underrated QB. I like this team's offense. It's just the defensive line in particular, that is concerning in my opinion. And Hudson, who do you have at 10? Actually, bro, just say your 10, bro. I know who it is.
10, I have the Titans. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. It's the Miami Dolphins, the greatest football team.
Please give the explanation before I shout at you.
I'm a believer in Tua. Weapons around him: Fuller, Parker, Gesicki, Waddle, Wilson, Jakeem Grant, Preston Williams. Ton of guys that I can name. Gaskin, Ahmed, Malcolm Brown, solid running back core. Not worried about that. A decent enough offensive line to get us to the playoffs. And even you said it yourself, that defense is good. Our whole entire franchise for the next 10 years or so is based off of whether Tua is.
Who said the defense was good?
He just said.
I said the defense was solid.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah, you said that you weren't
No,
even
I
gonna
said
like talk about their defense because
no. I
you knew
said
that it
I
was.
said I literally said you guys lost like two key. I said you
Well, yeah,
guys lost two
we
key
did, but
pieces on defense.
we also have some young guys develop. Emmanuel Ogba is, I think, an underrated. Nick Needham, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard is going to be playing better now that he knows that he got more money. Um, and I feel like I'm very confident in this team going into week 1. I feel like we're going to be starting out undefeated, but I'm excited to see what Miami's up to this season. Of course, with a definitely one of the one of the better head coaches in the league in Flores, and I think he's definitely a contender for Coach of the Year. So I'm excited to see what the Dolphins can do. I have them here at number 10.
That is one of the most blasphemous takes I've heard all year so far. Oh my god. Okay. Who's 9
I,
Sumo?
I I don't think your team is bad. I just think your offensive line is trash, and your defensive line is trash.
Again,
But apart from that,
football's
I like your
one of the
receiving.
trenches. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Raekwon Davis, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer,
Dude, literally
Jalen
bro,
none of
these
those
guys are
dudes,
none of those guys are
have done
proven,
shit.
bro. Yeah, what you're just naming people who are on the team. Like, um, number 9 is the 49. I think it's the 49ers. No, I
No,
just
you
number
said
10 was
10
the
is
49. Number 9 is the Titans. I had 49ers at 9. That's why.
Okay. I have
Uh,
this.
I did.
You
You
have
go.
the Titans at 9? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah,
then.
I have the Titans at 9 also.
Oh no, I don't have the Titans at 9.
Oh,
I have the Seahawks at 9. Um, Russell Wilson can cook all he wants, but when
wow.
he can cook, but that defense, they better fix that stuff. They better
Hudson, you
fix
had
it.
the Seahawks pretty high, bro.
I do have the Seahawks high. They have a solid.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Save
Yeah,
it. Save it.
We'll
yeah,
do, but
yeah.
their offense is good. But here's the thing: if Russell Wilson doesn't get time in that pocket, because his O line has shown to crumble at times. Last year, that one game against the Bills, he had like 4 turnovers, because his O line just crumbled. If his O line crumbles midway through the year like last year, oh yeah, the Seahawks are gonna be in trouble. And then defense, this secondary can't stop anything. Blitz boy is literally just blitz boy. He can't do anything in terms of safety wise. He's just mostly in the box. But yeah, I have him at 9. We'll see what happens with this team. I'm actually skeptical. I don't think this team can possibly make the playoffs. I think. I'm very skeptical. And if they have a bad season, expect a major blow up. Expect Tyler Lockett to leave. Expect Russell Wilson to possibly be on the move. Expect some big pieces to be out their way if this team does not work this year.
I had the 49ers at 9. I think their team is healthy, and that's all that matters, you know. Obviously, Jimmy G is the QB, but they're probably going to play Trey Lance a little bit. Kittle is really good. We all know about him. Receivers, I like Brandon Ayuk. I like Deebo Samuel. Who's their running back? Raheem Mostert? Oh, yeah, no,
Mostert,
Elijah.
yeah.
Yeah, Raheem
Yeah.
Mostert. But they drafted Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon. I like those picks. And then Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, their defense is really good. I like the 49ers because they're healthy and they have a fully healthy squad and they're going to be ready to go. So I have them at 9.
Yeah, I have the Titans at 9 mainly just because of that defense. Their offense is crazy, crazy good, but that defense is the only reason why it's just garbage. That's the only reason why I have them just inside of the top 10.
Okay, number 8. Number 8 is the Seahawks.
Yeah,
And,
Interesting. Who else had the Seahawks at 8?
I have the Seahawks pretty high. I mean, decently.
I had the Seahawks at 8.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and talk about them then.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I like their offense. I think Metcalf is overrated, but he's still very good. Tyler Lockett is good. Russell Wilson is obviously MVP candidate. Carson is solid. But defensively, I just don't really trust them. Like Tater said, I think Blitz Boy is not good not good as far as what people make him out to be. I don't think he's all that. Bobby Wagner's okay. Trey Flowers is okay, but apart from that, Quandre Diggs, I don't think their defense is anything special. I think that's why they won't be as high as some of these other teams. But offensively, they're talented. I think they'll make the playoffs, bro. Like I think they'll make the playoffs. I just don't know like off the top of my head where, but I think they'll make the playoffs because they have Russell Wilson, and they have Pete Carroll. So I have them at 8.
Okay. I have the Titans at 8. I really like this Titans offense. It's very two-dimensional. Because they can run with Derrick Henry and they can also play action and bomb you with AJ Brown and Julio Jones. And that's why I like this team because I don't think their offense will be able to be stopped. You can stack the box with Derrick Henry and play action, and Julio and AJ Brown will burn you. You can play the pass, but AJ Brown and Julio will still burn you, and they can always get the ball to Derrick Henry anyway. I don't think there's a way to stop this offense, and if Ryan Tannehill plays up to what I think he can play, this offense will be on levels, like crazy levels this year. Their defense is iffy. Pass rush, I think you talked about it too, Haas. Bud Dupree, we'll see how he plays, but I don't know. I feel like most of what Bud Dupree last year was with TJ Watt because, TJ Watt requires so much presence. Maybe that's why Bud Dupree was getting so many sacks. But we'll see from him. But I don't think they're better than the 7 teams I have, so I have above them, which is why I have them at 8.
Yeah, I have the Ravens at 8 here. I don't know. You guys, I feel like you guys, you guys have the Seahawks a bit lower. I have the Seahawks a bit high, but I have the Ravens here at 8. I just feel like losing J.K. Dobbins and Justice Hill is going to be a big hit on this team. Now their only decent running back is Gus Edwards, and for an already decently...
They signed Le'Veon Bell today.
Signed Le'Veon Bell, but I mean... If he can come out and be like Pittsburgh Steelers Le'Veon Bell from like 2016, then this is again like a top 5 team. But for now, I feel like this team they didn't even already have some of the best receiving and rushing core. So losing a guy like J.K. Dobbins, who is bound to take a big leap this year, is just a huge L for them. But I'm excited to see what Lamar Jackson can do again with this top tier, with him being a top tier quarterback and their top tier defense. I'm excited to see what the Ravens can do this season.
Okay. At number 7 is the Ravens. That's where I had them as well.
I have them at 7 as well, yeah. Look, man, it all depends on Lamar Jackson. If he can make it work with these weapons, because he doesn't have Rashad Bateman at the beginning of the year. He's got to rely on Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews a lot. And he's got to find a way to get that running game going. Because the Baltimore Ravens are fully built on a running game, read option, RPOs. That's what they're built on. They got to get that system going. But their defense is really nice too. I don't really see any holes there. Pass rush is elite. Corners are elite. Marlon Humphrey's a stud. Safety play is solid enough. I don't really see holes on this defense for the Ravens. And I expect their offense, but their offense has to be their offense has to make progress. If Lamar Jackson cannot move the ball with his arm, they're going to be in trouble in the playoffs. But for right now, I have them 7 on this list.
Yeah, I have them at 7 as well. One of their receivers is injured. Who is that?
Rashad Bateman.
Oh yeah, the rookie. Never mind. Yeah. Rashad Bateman is injured. But yeah, I like this Ravens team. I think Lamar's throwing ability is underrated in my opinion. I don't think people just see him as a running back. I think he can throw the ball a little bit. Mark Andrews is really good. Obviously, I like Sammy Watkins, Hollywood, good receivers. And then on defense, like Tay just said, Marlon Humphrey's really really nice, and I really like Calais Campbell as well. So if they can put it together, get that run game going, as he said, I think they can be in the mix. I think they can be right underneath that tier for contenders for the Super Bowl. Maybe they can even be contenders. Like they can be in the mix if they put it together. They have the talent for sure.
Hudson, who do you have a 7?
7, I have the Browns. I feel like this team has no flaws in anywhere, defensively and offensively. They've OBJ back too, who, I mean, in the end, we'll see this season whether they're literally better with or without him. But I feel like in the end they're going to be better with him, and I don't see that. I see this team easily winning maybe not easily, but I see this team winning the AFC North division and going deep into the playoffs.
Yeah. Speaking of the Browns, they are 6. I had them at 6 as well. Like I think the Browns. I'm a huge fan of the Browns. I think the Browns are really, really nice. Like, do not be surprised if they contend for the Super Bowl. Like, I'm gonna say that right now. Like, I think their defense, like, they have basically no holes in their team, like whatsoever. Baker Mayfield is like the only if as far as I'm pretty sure is this gonna be like his first full season now, or has he? Because he was injured last
No,
year.
he had a full season last year. Remember, this is his third year.
Oh yeah, third year. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, third year. But defensively, Miles Garrett.
Fourth year actually. This is his fourth year.
Miles Garrett is my defensive player of the year pick. I think that he's gonna be amazing. And then y'all they let them get JOK in the second round. They had an amazing draft. Greg Newsome, amazing pickup. JOK, amazing pickup. Christian Barmore, amazing pickup. Like, I think their team is amazing. I'm super. I wouldn't put them above the teams I have in the top 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if this team is a contender for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I have the Browns at 6 too. I really like this team, and I have them one tier under my possible Super Bowl teams. But I wouldn't be surprised if this team is there too. They have they shored up their defense. Troy Hill and John Johnson, excellent signings. This offense is really productive too. They get OBJ back. Nick Chubb is just bullying people downhill. This team should be right in the mix of it, and I've got them at 6. But I can't put them in that top 5 list yet because that's where I have my Super Bowl teams. But if they make the jump that I think they can during the regular season, I may just have to put them in that top 5.
That's why I think the top 6 in my opinion are Super Bowl contenders. That's why I had to extend it. Hudson, who you had? I'm assuming you had the Seahawks at 6, right?
Yeah. Like I said before, I feel like either you guys had them a bit too low or I had them a bit too high, but I feel like this is where they're supposed to be. I feel like Russell Wilson, if he can keep that, I mean, we already know what Russell Wilson's like, has that MVP campaign between the first half of the season, then goes against the Cardinals or the Rams or some in-division team, has like a 3 interception game, and then that all goes away. But I feel like if he can keep that MVP campaign through the whole season, he's solid receivers in Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. I was going to say David Moore, not anymore. Chris Carson, who I feel like is an underrated running back going into the season, and a maybe not the best defense, but definitely solid enough with Quandre Diggs, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, even too, who I feel like is also underrated. I mean, I feel like he's a player that's getting a lot of hate that is going to become underrated going into the season. And I feel like they're a sleeper team to win the Super Bowl this year.
Wow. Okay. All right. Number 5 is the Rams. I had the Rams at 5.
I also had the Rams at 5. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So the Rams. I mean, I think the Rams are really good. It's very interesting that Matthew Stafford is getting this much love, but he never got any when he was with Detroit. I mean, I can understand why we weren't the best team, but he's always had this talent, man. Let's not act like he just got on the scene. Like, ESPN has to cut it out with that. Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are really good receivers. I love that for them. I just think I think they're a Super Bowl contender. Aaron Donald is my other pick for Defensive Player of the Year. My second pick for Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Ramsey is one of the best corners in the NFL, if not the best corner, depending on who you ask. They have a lot of studs, and I think that this team, if they can just, if Matthew Stafford can just find his guys, because I think he's very underrated, and just be the QB he was in Detroit when he didn't have the weapons, then I think that, this team is a Super Bowl contender for sure.
Yeah, I think the Rams are really good. But again, I want to talk about Matthew Stafford for a quick second. I heard Colin Cowherd say this the other day. People are going to start having Matthew Stafford on their top 10 QB list very easily now. And the reason is because he's going to be winning now. He's going to help this team win, and that's why I have them in my Super Bowl tier. They can make the Super Bowl easy within this NFC. It's going to be tough, though, but they have the defense to do it. Aaron Donald, who is my depoy, and Jalen Ramsey, who I think is the best corner in the league. They've got it all in defense. I think this team is legit, and that's why I have them at 5.
Yeah, I have the Rams at 5 too. You basically said everything I was going to say. So I think we all the Rams here at 5.
I think the running back could be better though. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Who is this? Sony Michelle?
Yeah, because
Sony
it's
Michel
because
and
Cam Akers is
Daryl
hurt, or else
Henderson.
it's because Cam Akers is
Oh
hurt.
yeah, Cam Akers. Yeah, Cam Akers is
But
there.
if
Yeah,
they had Cam Akers, oh, they'd be even more dangerous.
I think
yeah.
Daryl
I mean,
Henderson is RB1 though.
okay. Yeah, maybe. I forgot about him, but yeah, if when Cam Akers come back, he'll be dangerous for sure. Number 4 is the Packers.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah, I
surprises?
agree. I also have the Packers at 4.
I think we're the same. I think we all have the same top 5. Maybe, I don't know. I could be wrong.
We'll see. We'll see. As long as they have Aaron Rodgers, this team will always be contending for a Super Bowl. And I feel like this is the year they have to do it because I think Rodgers is gone after this year. Adams, I think Devontae
Adams too.
Adams.
I think Adams is gone after this year.
I think Adams is gone too. But here's the thing: they've got to do it this year. They've got to do it, and I feel like Aaron Rodgers is on a mission, another mission. Again, as much as I hate to say it, he has to do it this year. They have to win the NFC this year, or else like. But like, I have the Packers at 4 for right now.
I have the Packers at 4. I mean, we all have the Packers at 4. I think that this team is just too talented to disappoint again. Like, they have the best corner in the game, in my opinion, in Jair Alexander. I think he's better than Jalen Ramsey. I'm gonna say it right now. Aaron Rodgers, depending on who you ask, is arguably the best QB. I know it's Mahomes, but he's probably second after him. Devontae Adams, amazing, like the best receiver, arguably. Who you ask, like they have like 3 guys who are arguably the best at their position, and then they have like guys who they surrounded them like with, like Adrian Amos on defense, like Robert Tonyan on offense. Like I think that this team is way too talented to disappoint again, and I think that they have to make a Super Bowl run. Otherwise, they're at risk of losing 2 of those guys I just mentioned in Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers.
The Packers got the best news they could ever wish to get, getting Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams back this season. And as long as they have those two, like Tay just said, they're basically Super Bowl contenders with the same solid defense with Zadarius Smith and Jair Alexander. I'm excited to see what the Packers can do this season, but maybe this is the last dance for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Number 3 is the Bills.
I also have the Bills at 3.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this Bills team. Like I said, the team I'm going to root for other than my Lions because of Gabe, obviously, but I just think this team is obviously like amazing. That's why they're top 3. Like Stephon Diggs is underrated in my opinion. Cole Beasley is going through some shit with his COVID vaccine, but hopefully he gets that sorted out. Singletary is an underrated running back in my opinion. Shout out to Motor. Josh Allen is on a mission, man. This man, like I saw him work out recently. He's so underrated. I think he's gonna win MVP this year. On defense, like I love Tre'Davious White. He's one of the top 5 corners in my opinion. Jordan Poyer, like I just think this team is really, really good. And I think they are on the come up for sure. Like this team is not young, but they're not old, so they still have guys that are like entering their prime in their prime. And Sean McDermott is the perfect coach to take him to that next level. So they're definitely a Super Bowl contender, and they're my Super Bowl winners. So I have them at 3 for now.
They got to find a way to dethrone the Chiefs, and I feel like they've addressed they addressed a little bit of the problems they had in that AFC Championship game last year. Josh Allen's on a mission. You basically said it. He's also my MVP pick as well. I feel like they have what it takes to beat Kansas City, possibly if they have a home game at Orchard Park. But they're going to have to go through the AFC champions, and we'll see if they can. But I have them at 3. I feel like they could make it to 1, though. We'll see.
I feel like the Bills can definitely make it to 1 by the end of the season. They're my Super Bowl champions going into the season. Or my prediction for the Super Bowl champions this season, and they just have no flaws in that team. Running back, maybe a little bit, but I feel like Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, they should be able to handle it. Because we saw the Patriots go multiple times with guys like Sony Michel and guys like that. So I feel like Devin Singletary and Moss should be able to handle that role. But just Josh Allen is going to an MVP this season, and I'm going to say that confidently. Solid receivers, solid defense, solid head coach, solid team in general. This team is going to be incredible this year.
And like you said, like Tate is like they have to beat the Chiefs, but all it takes is some shit to go in their favor. Like
Exactly.
and someone like twists an ankle or something like that happens. Like the Chiefs O line was suspect last year in the Super Bowl. Like all it takes is something to happen, and they just got to take their opportunity. And speaking of the Chiefs, yeah, keep going.
Oh, no, I was just gonna if I'm thinking back now to that AFC divisional round last season. If it was the Chiefs versus the Bills instead of the Browns, I feel like the Bills could have beaten the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes went down that game. And then who did they beat in the AFC I guess the Bills played the
Bills.
The Chiefs played the Bills. I don't know how that would have turned out, but I feel like I don't know if the Bills played the Chiefs, then maybe they could have faced the Browns in the AFC Conference Championship, then beaten. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. But I feel like the Browns could have made it to the Super Bowl that year if they were facing the Chiefs when Mahomes went down.
And that's another thing. They're motivated because they lost to the Chiefs. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they want revenge.
You saw that picture of Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's been my wallpaper ever since.
The Chiefs are two though. The Chiefs are two.
Yeah, I mean that's expected. We all got
the Chiefs at two. I don't think they're the same team though as they were when they won the Super Bowl. I still think their O-line is suspect. Like I know they added Joe Thuney, but they're basically relying on
Orlando Brown too.
Orlando Brown. Their left side is solid, but they're relying on a rookie as their starting center, Creed Humphrey, because I don't think they have anyone else. And then Trey Smith is another rookie that I'm pretty sure they're relying on at right guard. And then Lucas Niang is not the best either. So I don't trust their O-line. I still don't trust their O-line. But apart from that, their team is solid. Their team is solid for sure. Like Patrick Mahomes is the best QB. Tyreek Hill is a stud. Travis Kelce's a stud. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a lot of people are saying he's due for a breakout season this year. And then on defense, they have the pieces. They have the personnel. So this team is obviously going to be up there. They're going to be amazing. But I think if a team attacks their O-line, properly, if a team plays to the Chiefs' weaknesses, because they don't have many, but I think the O-line is one of them, then I think they could beat them. But I think this team is really good.
Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. This is your possible Super Bowl champion here. They've got to fix up their O-line, and their defense is also a little bit suspect in my opinion. But they have Patrick Mahomes who can do anything, and that's the only reason and one of the main reasons why they might win the Super Bowl this year. But I have to have them at 2 because at 1 I have to respect the defending champ. So.
Yeah, I feel like we all have Chiefs Bucks 2-1 here. I feel like the Chiefs. I mean, I don't really have much to say about this team. They're basically the same except better, I would say. I feel like that O-line, I feel like one injury just could cause that whole entire O-line to collapse, which will cause the whole team to collapse, and then they don't become what they could really be. But I feel like the Chiefs they're coming off of that Super Bowl loss. They're going to want, I'm going to say, revenge against the Bucks and win that Super Bowl again. So they're definitely legitimate Super Bowl contenders, but it's going to be fun to see what Mahomes has in his bag this year.
And then number 1 is obviously the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You guys can talk about them for until I talk about them at the end.
Yeah, I mean, what is there to say about Tampa Bay? They brought everybody back. Their team is fully vaccinated. They seem like they want to win again. And as much as I hate to watch them win again, I don't know anybody that could stop. I don't know if anybody, unless a team with an explosive offense and a very good defense stops them. Nobody's stopping Tom Brady. Ain't nobody stopping the Buccaneers. And they rightfully have to be number 1 on this list. There's nothing else to say about it.
Hudson, you got anything to say?
Not really. They're the reigning Super Bowl champs. You kind of have to have them at 1 here.
Yeah, I think they're really good. Obviously, I live next to Tampa, so I've gone to some games. But I'm planning on going to one this year too. I'll see. But I I think this team is amazing. Obviously, Tom Brady just does not seem to age. We'll see how long he holds up, but he does not seem to age. And then they literally got their entire team back, and I'm pretty sure they added a couple of pieces as well. So, like, I just think their team is, amazing, and they rightfully deserve the number one spot for the Week 1 power rankings, which are officially concluded. I think we did a pretty good job. There were a couple picks. Hudson, I'm not gonna lie, that Dolphins at 10 was a little bit head scratching. Bro.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, even starting out with Week 1 when we beat the Patriots, we'll see about that.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, there will be more NFL content coming as the season progresses on because it starts very soon. So hopefully you guys keep up with us. Stay tuned throughout the season, and each week we'll be reviewing games and stuff like that. So you guys do not want to miss it. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. We'll see you guys later as always. Peace.